Good morning, everyone. My name is Mary Farrell, and I am just very temporarily stepping in for Chair Hall until she joins us. But I think we're just going to give it a second and then we'll call this meeting to order. Let's see. Sheila, can we pass it to you to do roll call?
Yes, thank you, Councilmember Farrell. One moment, please. For the record, Council Members Harris and Councilmember Meehan have been excused from today's meeting. Councilmember DeFantorum.
Present.
Councilmember Farrell.
Present.
Councilmember Lee.
Present.
Councilmember Mena.
Here.
Councilmember Rogers.
Present.
Councilmember Willard.
Present.
And Chair Hall, I believe, will be joining us shortly. As of right now, we do have quorum. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that. I'm going to pass this over to Caleb Yant this morning.
Great. Thank you so much. Good morning, council members. For the record, Caleb Yant, the Deputy Director of the agency. Director Bell is traveling right now, and so I'm going to do my best to be acting in her stead for this morning's meeting. So good to be with you all. I was able to coordinate with Director Bell ahead of time, and I think I have 3 updates to just share as far as the director's report. The first is related to the federal front. As you very likely know, as of September 30th, so Tuesday at midnight, the federal government entered a shutdown. And we want to provide updates and share what we know and specifically what it means for us, because federal funding is certainly a significant part of the services that our agency gets out to help people across the state. So by way of federal process, the federal fiscal year ends September 30th. And so before that date, Congress has to pass certain number of bills to fund each agency to deliver the programs and services. If they're unable to, or when they're unable to do this, they can choose to pass a continuing resolution to keep the government funded and open for a temporary amount of time. When neither of those occur, the federal government prepares for a shutdown, and obviously that is what happened on Tuesday night. This is certainly brings more uncertainty to an uncertain situation already for both partner organizations, for our teams, and certainly for Oregonians who rely on the government to provide the services they need day to day. A lot of that is outside of our control. What is within it is to ensure that people that we work with have the support and information they need to continue to work without interruption. To be clear, at this time, we don't anticipate impacts to our programs because of the shutdown. The federal systems that we rely on to draw funds, to access funds, those all remain available to us. So as of this morning, we're still able to draw funds from our federal programs, and we expect that to continue. And the longer the shutdown goes, the more uncertainty occurs. And so we're closely watching, we're closely monitoring to see if anything changes and to minimize the interruptions to our programs. And while we do that, we remain steadfast as the state's housing agency to continue to provide support to Oregonians. So second topic, pivoting off of that, I want to share that Director Bell a few weeks ago was able to participate in a roundtable that was led by the National American Indian Housing Council. This was very specifically focused on advancing housing on reservations and urban housing tribal development. A few really kind of good collaborative things coming out of that. One was a video which featured our own council member, DeFantorum, Director Bell was able to highlight the tribal consultation work that is led internally at OHCS by Tim Maher Macias, and really talk about how these valuable relationships have been a driving force to get the first tribal housing grant program, and really working towards honoring the government-to-government relationship that we have with tribes. And also able to speak to the Housing Development Incubator Program, so the General Fund Housing Development Program, which has been able to kind of be flexible and be used to expand homeownership in tribal communities. So wanted to share some highlights on that. The last update from my seat is a continuation of conversations we had most meaningfully in August around 25-27 ledge implementation. And at that time, we presented a kind of a draft pipeline of projects that we identified as potentially benefiting from council engagement. I know Director Bell shared a little bit about this in her director's report last month. And it certainly is a lot of information to digest. But on behalf of Director Bell, I want to propose that beginning next month, we dedicate time during these meetings to begin engaging on the really kind of the near-term implementation projects, intending to have more of a balcony type of conversation, so unrushed, broader policy conversation to help kind of inform the trajectory of some of those really kind of meaty subjects that came out of the 25 legislature that we'll be implementing in the 25-27 biennium. The intent is not to bring this in the typical form of aiming to get to a vote, but again, really kind of trying to step back a little bit to have some of those bigger picture conversations with the council. In the near term, so the next couple months, we think that a couple of those topics that are primed for those conversations would be around direct lending. This is where we have an opportunity and legislative direction to really leverage our role as the state's housing finance agency for affordable and mixed income developments, really with the goal of maximizing every public dollar invested. So there's a lot to unpack there. Another one that seems prime for those conversations is investments and bills related to modular housing production. So this is where OHCS was instructed to set aside $25 million for both rental and homeownership lift funding and work with a partner organization to establish an advisory committee, all toward the goal of, one, leveraging prior state investments in the modular housing industry, but really getting at decreased cost and increased speed of housing development. So those are a few that feel like they're kind of ripe for a conversation here, and we'll provide orientation material, try to tease out some of those key policy and operational variables for the council to provide feedback on. So I wanted to share our intentions there, and certainly if there's thoughts or feedback on that when I'm done with the director's update here in just a minute, would love to hear that. Otherwise, that is what we will be aiming towards. The last piece that I want to share in this update, again, related to the legislative implementation. In the August Housing Stability Council meeting, I was able to walk through with the council kind of both the content, what is the portfolio projects and when and how we think the council might engage with those, but also our process that we created to really create durable implementation plans to make sure those plans are informed by what we call standards of excellence within our agency, to make sure our values, our processes, our procedures are infused and there's a way that is kind of co-built across the agency. We had said at that time, end of September, we hope to have those complete. Those are now complete. And I am working with our team right now to create kind of a publicly accessible dashboard for you all to have. This will be regularly updated for council and others to see what's coming and what isn't. I want to quickly preview one of the, we did this last biennium for the first time. It was a manual spreadsheet with a lot of work and prone to a lot of error. This is now pointing to some of our internal systems And it is so it is a reporting tool, can report to that. So we're working on the access side of it, but I want to preview just a little bit of what we expect for you all to be able to interact with throughout the biennium. So I'm going to share my screen for just a second, and then I will finish my report. Acting Chair Farrell, are you able to see the screen? Okay.
Yes, I am.
So this is kind of just a demonstration. So you could see this first project is related to Oregon Affordable Housing Tax Credit and preservation. It has the overall project timing. It has when the funds are intending to be offered. It lists where Housing Stability Council, if it's a briefing, or in this other case, if it's a briefing and a decision. It talks about temporary rules and permanent rules. There and other projects, if there's like a deliverable of a report due to the legislature or something along those lines, that information is in there too. But this is intending to kind of, a lot of these are what we call our critical paths that most implementations have to go through. Another view that we want to be able to provide is if you want to look at just Housing Stability Council. So if you all are interested to say, when is the different things going to come to council, this can provide a view of just those sorts of, the dates, anticipated dates of engagement. Again, we'll keep this up to date. And another one is, there's a number of different cuts, and we're again working towards how do we make this in some sort of a dashboard view. But if you want just to kind of at a very high level, when do we expect this project to start and when do we expect to be completed, you could see it at that sort of level as well. So certainly, I'm not expecting you to glean information. I went through that really quickly, but the intention there is for you all and others to have visibility and be able to, if you're curious, be able to go on the website and say, when are we going to engage in this, or bring that up through Chair Hall, through Director Bell, to say, hey, can we have a conversation about this because I see this next step is coming, or whatever the case may be. So that's the intention there. And also the end of my acting director report.
Well, thank you for that report, Deputy Director Yant. Does the council have any questions or comments? Anything for discussion? All right, Shiloh, I was going to ask if we should go back to the follow-up items on the agenda, or if we should just move forward.
Thank you, Acting Chair Farrell. At this time, we have no review or follow-up action items. Everything has been addressed accordingly. Thank you.
Okay, well, from the agenda, it looks like our next item is Affordable Renting Housing Division, and I believe that comes before public hearing. Am I correct?
A public hearing comes first. However, we have no one who has signed up to provide public testimony at this time.
Perfect.
Let's give maybe a minute's space for those attendees. If anybody who did not sign up, if you would like to provide public testimony regarding either the transactions or the ORCA project recommendations, please use the raise hand function now.
Right.
Okay, I see none at this time. We can close the public hearing section of this meeting and continue on.
All right, so closed. I will turn this over then to Affordable Rental Housing Division, Natasha Detweiler-Davy. Sorry about
Great. Thank you, Chair Farrell, Housing Stability Council, Deputy Director Yant. Nice to see you all this morning. I just think from a semantic, I think we had the public, like this is the public hearing because we are doing, so we closed public comment, but the public hearing is still open, I think.
My apologies.
Public
comment is closed. We are still
Yes.
in public hearing.
Yeah, thank you. The technicalities, I'll just assume that helps. Anyway, so nice to see you all this morning. Happy Friday. I'm excited. We have another full slate of projects that are moving through, and then and really are just presenting those transactions and those approvals for you. First, a set of conduit 4% projects. These are ones that you would have seen initially when they were receiving their gap financing, and this is now when they're entering financial close. And I was, just reflecting and looking at our private activity bonds, and we've talked about that over the years. This increase of projects moving through is really a result from where we were onboarding projects several months ago to be able to use the resources this calendar year, and we're really well queued up to largely maximize and use the state's private activity bonds this year, which is really exciting, and is a signal where so many things in development are not functioning in the marketplace. We've been able to retain momentum and progress to expand affordable housing supply in this challenging time, which is, I think, a clear signal of commitment and dedication to ensuring that those who need housing are going to end up having it. So with that, I think I will hand it to ask Ty to come on, and I'll share the screen for the first set of projects, with several of them with the name Park.
Good morning, Deputy Director Yant, Council Member, Chair Farrell, and council members. That's for the record, it's Ty Dunson-Strain, AD of Production, and yes, just to take a page off of Natasha's book. Yes, this is a record slate for the year of approvals. And I also think it's a record slate for approvals with the name Park. Just looking at my notes from the last, I've been working in the agency for close to 9.5 years, and I think this is the first time that I've seen this many projects approved with the name Park. So, continuing with the theme, we start with Park Ave Apartments. This is a 98 unit in Multnomah County, and well, this project was previously approved, and we are back seeking an increase to the conduit bond amount to get this project back on track. There was some delays in construction, and the project needed extra bonds to continue forward to getting built. The project is currently about 95% to built, and it is scheduled to go to conversion in next August. Next slide. And these are this is just a refresher. These are some of the partnerships that are involved in the project. The project also, just note, we ran some statistics in this project. The MWSB reporting at this stage, they're not finished, but they're showing a 42.94 participation rate. So that exceeds the target. So we're happy with that. And then next slide, we're moving to Park Place. This is a 200 unit redevelopment project sponsored by the Housing Authority of Clackamas County, and includes a range of affordability. The project was previously awarded LIFT funds, and the total conduit bond size is over $66 million. million. The total cost exceeds over 126 million. Clackamas County has owned this site and project since the 1940s. So next slide. Clackamas County will be the resident service provider. They've indicated in their plans that they're gonna have mandatory trauma-informed care to ensure supportive cultural responsiveness, and they've also committed to workforce development for the residents in the BIPOC community. They also have are expected to meet our targets, and we are and our goals, and we around MWSB, and we're actively monitoring that. Next project. And then we're continuing on to Park Run development in Eugene. This project is sponsored by CDP. It's a 158 unit project. Project was previously awarded LIFT funds, and we're now seeking approval. The conduit bond amount is over 30 million, and with the total project costs of 56 million. Projects includes a range of affordability, and also includes a couple of 3-bedroom units, which is always good to see. The organization CDP is partnering with Cornerstone Communities, who also has collaborations with the local NAACP, Central Latino Americano, and also are gonna have language access services with Cornerstone Communities to reach underserved communities. Next slide. And again, I think I've just mentioned this, and just wanted to highlight the CDP and the general contractor is committed to meeting our MWSB participation for this project. Next slide. And then now we move to Seaside Pacifica. It's a 69 unit project sponsored by Related Northwest and co-developed by Central Cultural and Clatsop County. The project was previously awarded LIFT GHAB, and now we're back here to get approval for the conduit bonds of 19 million, and a total project cost of 33 million. The project is a mix of studios, 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms. Next slide. And the Central Cultural has long-standing partnerships in primarily in Washington County, and now they're expanding, continuing their reach statewide. And the group will also just note that we'll also be working with Clatsop Community Action Agency to round out this support services for underserved communities and community BIPOC communities. They are also both the partners have agreed to the MWSB participation rates for this project, and will be monitored closely. All right. Trinity Place, the council has seen this project a couple of months ago. We're back just to do an update to the 5013C conduit bond amount that was they needed a little bit more bond proceeds to get this to the finish line. Just note that their American Rescue Plan Act grant from Sisters is a part of the capital stack, and the project includes six 3-bedrooms and five 3-bedrooms at 80% AMI. So this is kind of a workforce housing project for much needed affordable units in Sisters. Next slide. NHA is going to be providing resident services. They're a long time partner with OHCS and have continuing their presence footprint statewide. They are actively committed with their general contractor to reach our MWS participation goals for this project. Next slide is Valley Vista Apartments, sponsored by Commonwealth Development Corporation. It's a 96-unit project in Yamhill County. The project previously was received LIFT, GHAP, and now we're back to for the conduit bond request of a little over $21 million. The total project cost is totaling over $41 million. It includes a range of unit sizes and affordability, including just want to highlight 10 3-bedrooms at 50% AMI and 13 3-bedrooms at 60% AMI. Next slide. Commonwealth is partnering with Lutheran Community Services Northwest, Yamhill County Health and Human Services. Lutheran Communities has long-standing presence in the Pacific Northwest region, providing culturally consonant resident services. They have an office in Yamhill County, and they will be actively helping out BIPOC immigrant communities for this project. In addition, the partner has Commonwealth has signed an MOU with Yamhill County Health Services to provide health service related services to tenants in the building. Target-wise, Commonwealth is signed up for our contracting goals, and they know what to expect. Verde Pines is in Bend. It's 128 project, sponsored by North Triangle Managers and co-developed by Latino Community Association. We're seeking the conduit bond approval of $23 million. Total project cost is over 47 million, and includes a range of unit sizes included in the project. Next slide. Latino Community Association and Cornerstone Community will be providing services for the tenants in this building. And the development group has committed to meeting our target goals for this project. All right, next slide. Whitaker Commons. So Whitaker Commons is sponsored by Red Apple Square LLC. It's 120 units, previously awarded LIFT funds, and we're seeking approval for 21 million in conduit bonds over the total project is over 39 million total costs. And it includes one efficiency units, one and 2 bedroom units. Next slide. Whitaker Commons is and Cornerstone are going to be providing culturally competent resident services to the community, and the partner is committed to meeting our participation goals for this project. And I think with that, I'd open it up for questions.
Great, thank you so much, Ty. Do we have questions or comments from the council? You guys are so talkative this morning. All right, I think we had, all right, Council Member Mina.
Thank you, Chair Farrell. The only comment I have is that it's great to see such a variety of projects throughout the state. I think that, only one project is from Portland and the others are throughout the state. So it's great to see that and some great projects. So thank you.
Councilmember Rogers.
I would just like to echo what my former colleague said. It is exciting to see this many projects going forward. I'm also honored to have the opportunity to help fill the gap, if you will, for increased construction costs, due to a myriad of different things going on. So thank you.
All right, any other comments from council? All right, with that, is anyone willing to consider making a motion for the slate of projects as presented?
So
So moved.
All
right.
second.
Counselor Willard, you move, I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and we have a second. Shayla?
Thank you, council members. Councilmember DeFontorum,
Yes.
Councilmember Farrell,
Yes.
Councilmember Lee,
Yes.
Councilmember Mena,
Yes.
Councilmember Rogers,
Yes.
Councilmember Willard.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes.
All right, that's exciting. Okay, I'll get back to my agenda here. Looks like Amy Cole, Assistant Director, Development Resources.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. So the next slate of projects Amy will be walking through are coming through the ORCA. And so is again the place where you're seeing the pipeline of projects that are having resources through new legislative investment or otherwise, including we have the preservation briefing about those pathways of resources. I did also realize I'd intended to bring back the insight to council. On this Wednesday of this week, we sent out and published our updated private activity bond 25% test. I've talked about this in previous meetings. Part of the federal changes over this year included the reduction of the 50% test, where you needed to have be financing your project with 50% private activity bond authority in order to generate the tax credits for that project. And that is now reduced to 25%. And so with the use of 25%, you generate the same credits, the same access to that tax credit and so tax credit equity as you would have with the 50%. And so excited that we finalized that, communicated it, and I think in alignment with our approach to our work, are wanting to ensure that there's the highest and best use for the resources, ensure that it is critically needed, and also retain some flexibility. And so have established the minimum floor for 25% is 30%, and that's because of those shifts in costs we were just talking about. And then giving latitude to continue to use more where it is critically needed. And so we'll make sure that we have some good coordination around that in play, but are not wanting to disrupt our current work and current pipeline. That policy takes place effectively for 2026. And so there's technicalities around that, but we've published that policy, and you can find it on our website, or I'm happy to also send it to you all directly as follow-up. But I will, with that, I think, transfer over to Amy to talk about the ORCA. You also have our ORCA briefing. Not planning to take time in the meeting today to discuss them further, but you get to see the slate of projects, and certainly we'll assume that we have more conversation in future meetings, as Caleb was talking about this morning. So Amy.
Thanks, Natasha. Good morning, Chair Farrell, Housing Stability Council members, and Deputy Director Yant. I'm Amy Cole, the Assistant Director of Development Resources, and I'm here to present this month's ORCA projects for your consideration. Just to talk a little bit about where we are with the ORCA right now, in impact assessment anyway. There are 27 projects in impact assessment under review, 68 projects in the impact assessment step, 45 for-profit-led projects, 41 nonprofit-led projects, 8 housing authority projects, and 1 tribal-led project. Right, we have 5 projects for your consideration today. Let's see, the first one is, next slide, please. Thanks. The first one is 333 Oak Apartments. This is 90 units, sponsored by Northwest Housing Alternatives. It's located in Portland, and this is a preservation project requesting $12.6 million in preservation funds. Next slide. So just some quick ERJ highlights. NHA has developed an effective framework for collaborative, culturally specific resident services over their past 40 years of work in the community. And the relationships in the Portland metro area include in-depth coordination and supports with many culturally specific service providers that will be leveraged in this work as well. Next slide. All right, Alyssa Day Gardens. This is a 31-unit development sponsored by the Mental Health and Addiction Association of Oregon. It's located in Portland, and the request is for $16,050,000 in PSH capital, along with OHTC, that's Oregon Affordable Housing Tax Credits, to be attached to a permanent loan for the project. Next slide, thanks. So the ERJ highlights for this project are Us First Initiatives is a Black-owned, peer-run organization that meets the needs of the Black African-American community and supports organizations that provide culturally appropriate services. UFI will have an office in the sponsor's new recovery center that is in the building adjacent to Alyssa Day Gardens. They're also working with Women's First to create services that address the negative impacts the criminal justice and child welfare systems have had on women of color. And also the sponsor staff will be providing culturally responsive peer support for the Latinx community through its current peer support workforce. Next slide. All right, Cascade Peaks. This is preservation of three existing developments, a total of 119 units. This is sponsored by Chrisman Development, and the existing apartment complexes are located in La Grande, Baker City, and Newburgh. This is a 9% low-income housing tax credit project. And just a reminder that we are at council today to consider the preservation funding and the OHTCs. The amount of 9% low-income housing tax credits is included in the information, but is just informational. So this is obviously a preservation project. So the gap financing for this 9% project is requested at $3 million in preservation dollars, along with OHTCs. Chrisman and their management agent, Viridian Management, expect the primary languages spoken by residents at all three properties to be Spanish and English, and they use a professional interpretation company to ensure language access. They also the management agent recruits on-site staff who are fluent in languages spoken by most tenants in order to provide culturally responsive support. All right, the next is Garfield Street Apartments, and this will be 59 units sponsored by Self Enhancement Inc. It's located in Portland, and the request is for 10.74. Sorry, let me try that again. 10,740,000 in lift. This is a 4% low-income housing tax credit project. Next slide. SEI is implementing clear, actionable steps to advance racial equity. This includes developing targeted communications to reach racially and culturally diverse communities, and includes building formal and informal partnerships with organizations that serve or are led by communities of color. Community members will be engaged in decision-making through listening sessions, advisory groups, and other inclusive forums. All right, the next one is Wikiup Station Apartments Phase 2. This is 41 units, sponsored by the Foundation for Affordable Housing. It's located in La Pine. This is another 9% low-income housing tax credit project. The request is for $3 million in gap financing in LIFT and Oregon Affordable Housing Tax Credits attached to a permanent loan. The majority of the culturally specific services for this development will be provided through a working relationship with the Latino Community Association. And the Latino Community Association and the management company, Cascade Management, have a long-standing relationship and have been partners on several projects in their portfolio. All right, that is what we have for you today. Just a reminder that if projects are approved today, they move on to the financial eligibility step of the ORCA, where their development budget and pro forma are closely analyzed by the production team to ensure that each project meets financial and underwriting standards, and to ensure that projects are leveraging debt and other resources that justify and support the state investment. The final award amount for each project will be arrived at through the underwriting process in the financial eligibility step. Next slide. And with that, we're ready for discussion and consideration of the motion, which is on page 38 of your packet.
Discussion or questions from the council? Okay, Hearing none, I will take a consideration of the motion.
So moved.
Thank you, Mary. Do we have a second?
Second.
Great.
Thank you, council members. Councilmember DeFantorum,
Yes.
Councilmember Farrell,
Yes.
Councilmember Lee,
Yes.
Councilmember Mena,
Yes.
Councilmember Rogers,
Yes.
and Councilmember Willard.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes.
All righty. Natasha, did you say we were still going to do the preservation briefing?
I think I have included it in the packet for discussion. I think, I think as Caleb was talking about wanting to bring the conversations back, but these were the quick action items that were needing to address the moment. A lot of important work going on in preservation. There's some really tremendously critical needs, and I'll just offer. Perhaps it's a good read. I also want to appreciate all of the partnership and work with developers, owners, and lenders, as well as our incredible staff who have been digging in and working across the spectrum from policy to portfolio. And I'm excited that we are able to move forward with some of those resources to help bring some stability to some projects. I know it's going to not be sufficient for all of them, and so we'll keep working on it and keep driving to find those solutions. But really excited to see the preservation projects that you approved this morning, as well as to know that pipeline and that work will continue to move forward. So just mostly appreciation and excited to have more conversations with you all in the future.
All right. Thank you for that. And do we have sort of an ORCA monthly update? Oh, you're on.
Yeah, I muted myself. So yes, it just intending it's it's basically the updated numbers, which it's kind of decided were all already in the presentation of the information you just approved. So I will save you another ORCA presentation today. I'm sure you will miss it, but we will have more in the future, I'm sure.
All right. Wow.
Thank you very much.
So this may be the shortest meeting I've ever participated in, but that certainly doesn't underscore the vast amount of work that we got some approvals for today. So Deputy Director Yant, do we have anything else for today?
No, just immense gratitude. It is so incredibly exciting. Hard to believe in 45 minutes. And the number of homes across the state is just incredible. And your all's partnership over months to be able to, and years to be able to continue to progress how we operate and do that in a way that is values aligned is just immense gratitude.
Well, we will end on that note of positivity and wish you all a happy fall, happy October, and we'll see you next month. Meeting is adjourned.
Amazing work, everyone. Just thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Ditto. Bye.